With an emphasis on exploration and continually uncovering more of the map with new abilities, Metroidvanias reward players with creativity and perseverance. Due to the genre's boom in popularity, it's important to reflect on the best and most influential titles since the genre's inception. Here's our list of the 10 best Metroidvania games ever made. Number 10. Metroid Zero Mission. The original Metroid was an instant classic, and despite establishing many of the principles of what would become the Metroidvania genre, the game suffered quite a bit from the technological limitations of the NES. Metroid Zero Mission is the 2004 remake of the original Metroid, but with updated graphics and designs to perfect that renowned but rocky origin. Zero Mission smoothed out the design issues present in the original and even added some additional narrative beats to flesh out the game. It also introduced players to Zero Suit Samus, which has become something of a fan favourite ever since. Number 9. Blasphemous. Perhaps the goriest game on this list, Blasphemous takes inspiration from Roman Catholic iconography and cranks the horror aspects up to 11. It's not itself a horror game, but is strongly a dark fantasy. You travel through corrupted lands, battling grotesque creatures, slaying monsters, and meeting cryptic allies. The wonderfully realised setting and atmosphere of Blasphemous earns it a place on this list, though the difficulty spikes can frustrate even the most seasoned Metroidvania enthusiast. Number 8. Guacamelee II. Guacamelee II earns its place on this list by streamlining the game's combat and co-op experience while continuing the whimsical story and luchador-themed humour found in the first game. Guacamelee II expands the world of the first game by exploring the Mexiverse, a hilarious Mexican-themed spin on the multiverse. The gameplay incorporates fantastic wrestling combos and fleshes out the combat mechanics of being a chicken. It can be argued whether or not Guacamelee 2 is actually better than the first game, but both of these games are worth checking out for any fans of the genre. Number 7. Steamworld Dig II. The original Steamworld Dig was a fun game, but in retrospect, it feels a bit more like a proof of concept compared to improvements found in its sequel. Steamworld Dig II fleshed out the mechanics, controls, and general flow of the game to a sparkling perfection, creating a fantastic experience from start to finish. If you really want to dig into the wonderfully creative setting that is Steamworld, give the first game a shot, but Steamworld Dig II is a far superior experience and a much more polished Metroidvania. Number 6. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Heavily inspired by Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night offers a unique combat feel as you explore a strange castle filled with ghoulish and bizarre creatures. The game showcases some beautiful visuals and smooth gameplay, and it offers wonderfully flexible gameplay options. You might focus on guns, martial arts, spells, big, slow weapons, or any combination. While this game doesn't reach the same heights that Symphony of the Night offers, it's a competent spiritual successor to the best that Castlevania has to offer. Number 5. Metroid Dread. The long-awaited sequel to 2002's Metroid Fusion, Metroid Dread released 19 years later to rave reviews. Samus Aran is dispatched to the mysterious planet ZDR to investigate the Federation's missing EMI units. Samus quickly discovers a hostile world, battling and avoiding the corrupted EMI as she explores the depths of alien ruins, ancient labs, and foreboding cave systems. Familiar fare for a Metroid title, but Metroid Dread manages to split the difference between the strong linearity of Fusion and the open exploration of Super Metroid, delivering a powerful experience worthy of the Metroid franchise. Number 4. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Considered by many to be one of the best Castlevania games, Castlevania Symphony of the Night originally released back in 1997 and has since developed into a legendary game. The game follows Dracula's half-vampire son, Alucard, as he explores his father's castle and collects various upgrades, items and weaponry to battle with the forces of the damned. Symphony of the Night emphasises exploration and the uncovering of secrets while also incorporating various RPG elements throughout the adventure. While there have been plenty of great Castlevania games over the years, and some not so great, Symphony of the Night will always stand as one of the pioneers of the Metroidvania genre. Number 3. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Ori and the Will of the Wisps delivers a hauntingly beautiful continuation of the forest spirit Ori's story as he explores a new land in search of his lost friend. The game is full of whimsical creatures, emotionally poignant moments, and absolutely gorgeous levels to explore. If you're only going to play one of them, definitely check out Ori and the Will of the Wisps, but it builds up so beautifully into Ori and the Blind Forest that you'd be remiss not to check both of them out back to back. Number 2. Super Metroid. This wouldn't really be a good list of Metroidvania games without Super Metroid. While the original Metroid might have started it all with creating a non-linear platformer, Super Metroid perfected the idea. Considered by many to be the poster child of the Metroidvania genre, Super Metroid sees Samus returning to the planet Zebes and exploring the changes since her previous visit in the original Metroid. Battling new and familiar foes, Super Metroid rewards clever exploration and delivers a beautifully ominous and iconic soundtrack. Number 1. Hollow Knight. Team Cherry, a small development team from Australia, hit the scene with the monumental release of Hollow Knight back in 2017. An instant classic, Hollow Knight captured the hearts and minds of countless Metroidvania fans with its beautiful art direction, stunning soundtrack, and masterful level design. You follow the knight as he delves deep underground, exploring labyrinthine tunnels and once great cities. He battles with monstrous creatures and powerful warriors, meets many friendly and not so friendly faces, and uncovers the dark history of the once great kingdom of Hallownest. Taking nearly 60 hours to do everything in the game, Hollow Knight has an enormous amount of curated content to enjoy and lots of hidden areas to discover. And that is our list. Of course, plenty of other games could have been on here, so go on down to the comments and share your favourites. While you're there, hit the like and subscribe buttons and give the bell a ding so you're notified whenever we've got new videos. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.